Yeah, I was just told that for emotes for the time being, just use an asterisk and yell chat so that everybody can see it. This is something we're working on. We'll probably be expanding the radius of chat soon. Kind of sucks that you have to yell in the Senate chambers just for everybody to hear you. I mean, it's not like it's that large of a room. Anyways, unfortunately, we have not seen much of that wheat reach the gates of Lyradel. I've seen some, but it's not enough to feed our nation well. No Crow nods in solemn agreement to this. This is an internal matter for Lyradel, is it not? Sailor is saying. I'm guessing he wants to question why this is being brought before the Federation itself. See, that really is odd. What is going on when I do that? Are your farmers not tending the fields? Let's take my normal place again. There we go. This is good enough. A little fur back. A little bit further back. Yeah. Hopefully I'm far enough back that it's not too bad, but anyways, internal matter for Lyradel is it not? Are your farmers not tending the fields? Internal, yes, but I feel it does affect the other cities of Wintermist and Trivios. As long as their own shipments are delivered, that's fine, but... and yes, I've heard news, but unfortunately none of the farmers have delivered enough grain to the gates of Trivios to sell. Trivios, I mean Lyradel. But Trivios is also an issue. Is it really? Let's see. Now, what is going on? Does he have more to say? Because he's not saying anything. There we go. The Zali of Katoma clan managed Luska farms are in need of wheat to help breed their animals, and that is not enough to be sustainable in the long run. I think what he's trying to get at is he needs more farmers. As far as I know, there's really only one farmer in all of Valinor right now. Maybe a couple others, but only really one in Lyradel. I think Corey's Sailor's trying to politely ask Red Sky to yield the floor to No Crow, Katoma, from Trivios, from Azrael. So that he can say his piece. 2 units of wheat for 3 units of good meat. A bit absurd, is it not? Yes, it is. Yes, indeed it is. Considering 2 bits of wheat will not make a single loaf of bread. And you can't eat wheat on its own. It has to be processed into bread first. It has to be baked first. It seems No Crow agrees with the Supreme Keeper's assessment. Let's see. The other 2 delegates from Lyradel seem to be a bit quiet there. Oh, Haito has spoken up. We've already gotten a lot of food from Luska farms. Farmers? Yeah, but we lack in the materials to cook it. Yeah. No Crow continues. A man can work such for small profit, but more absurd is that the wheat is not delivered. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Brings me a possible solution that may help. And what, pray tell, is that solution, Red Sky? What do you bring before the Federation today? Oh, and by the way, in case anybody noticed, the blue above the red for the Azrael seats has been changed to its proper color of cyan to match the nation's colors properly. Anyways, what, pray tell, is your solution, Red Sky?
How are you typing all of that?
I ask of you that possibly each the cities of Lyradel, Trivios, and Wintermist each receive a relief shipment of wheat till our productions are raised high enough to not require such things. Apparently, Sailor got a little bit impatient and ended up hitting enter right after Red Sky did. I'm just going to offer a comment on TeamSpeak real quick for Red Sky. Red, it might be better if you kind of don't just try to type everything out all at once and just break it up, hit enter every once in a while. That way we know you're still talking rather than just waiting. Yeah, no problem. It's just it's a little annoying to have to sit here and not see anything come up, and then you have a whole flood of text come in, and you have to try to backtrack and read all of it. Relief shipment. From where shall we send these shipments? Well, Bastion, of course. Where else? Where else but Bastion? I mean, we do have quite a large farm in Bastion. If a man may speak for his own city from which he hails, we can arrange a repayment plan to reimburse you. How can you reimburse us, and with what? I mean, you've got pretty much nothing right now. Lyradel's only big exports are wheat, which is what you're asking us to provide you, and wood, which Bastion has no need of right now. I mean, we've already got plenty of wood surrounded here. Not to mention, the Oathkeepers don't particularly need to build all that much or all that often. We're content with our small little city as is. Let's see. Wezzy trying to interrupt Mr. Red Sky. Get the wheat from Lyradel. Yeah, the last thing we want is more debt. Hydo is not understanding why Lyradel is having their problems. Because they do have a very large farm. I know I haven't shown it to you guys yet, but Lyradel has a very, very large wheat farm right outside the city, within the borders of Taringale. And the problem right now is they don't have the farmers to harvest it all, to take care of it all. Yeah, a few workers on the farms, but see very little of the wheat reach the gates of Lyradel. Yeah. Well, let's do this. Whoops. Yeah. And nah. There's no need to do that yet. There we go. Red Sky goes back and takes his seat. He's kind of paused halfway. There we go. No Crow grunts and nods, rising to his feet and stepping forth, staff in hand. Red Sky returns to his seat on the dais. Okay, and what have you to say for us, Ned? Well, No Crow, actually. All met to all who gather here. It seems Red is whispering to the people of Lyradel. Let's see. To you, proud Zali. I know I don't seem to actually be doing much RP here myself, but as I said earlier, I'm a bit of a reactionary. I'm more of a reactionary than an instigator, and there's just not much call for me to do much of anything really in these. Maybe a few emotes here and there, a few comments, but that's about it. I mean, I'm just a standard oath keeper, so, and there I've got a grand keeper on my right and the supreme keeper on my left. Anyways, No Crow of the Katoma is what they call me. A man speaks for the Zali and the orphans of Azrael. Okay. A little bit of pleasantries going back and forth. Greetings. Okay, speak wisely then. Are people label? Yeah, they label hard. They labor hard in the harsh lands of Azrael. Yeah, do a little bit of something there. I understand him. I acknowledge their harsh life. But we require no loan, nor for our own, not for our own affairs. Okay, well that's good. They simply want what was promised them. I mean, they've been shipping meat to Lyradel, but apparently haven't gotten much, if any, wheat back, let alone the full amount that was promised to them. Yeah, we could put to use for the nation, yes, but we earn our own way if we must. Okay. Well, that's good. This guy's kind of very humble here. I like him. If Lyradel wants its leather and meat, let the loan be theirs alone, and we will trade. Good, makes perfect sense to me. You don't want the handouts. You don't want to be in debt to Bastion. Granted, everybody's part of the Federation, but still, there's no sense putting one of the provinces, as I'm taking to calling them, since the nations kind of are no more within the Federation. There's no sense in putting the provinces in debt to the capital, which Bastion basically is. Bastion is the capital of the Federation. There we go. Reasonable request, says the Supreme Keeper. There we go. Not an agreement. See nothing wrong with that. I'm not just doing this to be a yes man. Though we struggle, the Zali will carry on as we always have. Okay. It's really embracing their race culture. And that's one of the things I've really liked about the Katoma clan is they really are embracing the culture and lore of the Zali and within their RP. I mean, they don't even live in Trivios. They live in tents that are set up in an encampment right outside the walls. We take care of our own, such as the way of the traveling man. Yep, that's exactly what the Zali are. They never stay in one place for too long. They're very nomadic. But for the farms to prosper for the nation, Lyradel will need its wheat and farmers to work it. Uh-huh. So where are you going with this? Not quite understanding where you're heading yet. A man can only scratch out wheat enough to feed his own tribe. I'm assuming that's a bit of a metaphor. Using your own frame of reference. The Zali have tribes. The Arathal and the Oakborn have houses. are their family units. Tribes are more than just a family, though. It's much more than just an extended family. A tribe is almost pretty much a village unto itself.